It is time. It is time to brew your best beer.
The 2016 SJPorr Challenge is dedicated to your friend and ours, Paul Wickstein. Brought to you by Brewcraft USA, iMake, Gladfield Malting, Yakima Valley Hops, The Grain Bill, Brewers Exchange, Keg Kingdom Homebrew Supply, Hiraki Homebrew, and a special thanks to our silver sponsors.
All right, kids. Coming down to the damned wire with the SJPorr reviews. The world has been a little fucked up lately. So we have a couple left to go. I am going to do right now 28V-74L-58Z, an ultralight milk stout. 4.2% chocolate roast, light nutty with a touch of bitterness on the finish. It sounds lovely. Let's see if it lives up to the loveliness of the description. So right off the bat, this bottle, you can see it. Can you see it? No, maybe not. This bottle is full up to the damn, like, there's no headspace. It's dead full. So I don't know if that'll affect anything or not. We'll see. Shouldn't, I guess. If it was carved properly going into the bottle, it should be, oh yeah, look at that. It's all good. Actually, I'm going to slow down the pour a little bit. We'll be gentle with her. And see how an ultra-light milk stout can work. I'm of the opinion that this could be a super good idea. If you can get the richness that you would want out of a milk stout and the mouthfeel. I gotta do the loo tap. I didn't rinse this glass out. I should. Oh, this side looks fine. Never mind. Carry on. See, glass is clean. Just on one side of it. That's all. If you can get the body and the richness out of a stout, I think it's a super good style to go session with. Almost like a fake imperial. If you can get that richness. But if you can't get the richness, I think they're kind of hard to pull off. Let me sort of center myself. So, 28V-74L-58Z. Let's see what's happening. Right off the bat, it smells. It's got a kind of a roasty aroma, not like blowing your head off or anything, but it's a decent little aroma. Kind of smells portery, which, you know, stouty, portery, all in the same neighborhood. So, kind of what you would expect, I think. I'm gonna try and I left these out for a couple minutes before I popped them, but or this one anyway. Just gonna give her a little caress. So cheers. Let's see what this one's all about. It is extremely carved. It's one of those beers that as soon as it hits your mouth, it foams up. I bet we can shake a little bit of that out, though. But it holds a pretty head. I mean, it's a gorgeous-looking beer. Honestly, it's... I can't really... I mean, there's just the highlights, you know, the kind of the dark brown ruby highlights through the edges. But it holds a really nice, thin, kind of khaki-looking tan head. I do get the chocolate for sure. And the nuttiness. I mean, the description is lightly nutty with a touch of bitterness. I can see that. That actually kind of follows through. The chocolatiness is coming through, and the lactose in this one is noticeable. There's a noticeable sweetness on the finish, which is really nice. This could really work. It's a little bit like mouthfeel, or just not mouthfeel wise, but like through the drink of this beer. It's a little bit unbalanced. Maybe it starts really kind of thinner, but then it finishes big and sweet. You know what? I take that back a little bit. I mean, it's kind of working. You don't get that motor oiliness that you would want out of a milk stout. You know, that kind of thickness right up front, but the thickness hits you further back on the tongue in the you know, right after you swallow. The flavor is actually really nice. The more I drink of this, the more I like it. There is a definite chocolate milk character to this, which really works. This is going to be one of those beers that the first couple sips I was unsure of, and the more I drink it, the more I like it.
Only 89 through the current, 1987.
Yeah, it totally works. There's not a ton to say about it other than it's just a nice solid stout. It's got a creaminess to it that really works, and a chocolatiness that really works. I like this one. This one is a definite solid beer. I'm gonna try and sit down with this one for a little bit and just let it hang out and see what happens to it. Because it's definitely a solid effort. I would definitely drink this. You know, anytime you would have a Guinness or a Murphy's, this beer could slot right in that same category, I think. I bet on nitro this beer would be ridiculous because it would just up that creaminess and softness that I think. This one is pretty well carbed, and I can still shake up a pretty decent head. But once I shake some of this carbonation out, it just keeps getting softer and softer the more carb you shake out of it, which is a good thing, I think. Yeah, this really solid effort. So let me go get this thing scored. 28V-74L-58Z. Well played. This is gonna be this one's got a shot for sure. So anyway, cheers kids, and we'll see you on the next one. Gonna do.